Well, hello once again, and welcome to another exciting adventure with ET Corners. And today, White Ryder is going to be talking about his experience with the Venusians. And I am Jerry Yusko. And so, White Ryder, today we are going to learn a lot more about your experience in the book that you've been writing.
Journey to Venus, yep.
Yeah, thank you so much.
About contacting the Venusians, yep.
How did this come about, and what is your experience with them?
Well, I was reading up on Venus and some of the Venusians that have visited Earth over the past 75 years. There apparently has been well-documented contact. Orthon, Valiant Thor. There's a lot of books about these events, and I started meditating on the planet. It was, very bright in the evening sky, and I thought, well, I'm convinced that they're there. Maybe I can project my telepathy type of message and see if I can communicate with them. I mean, it's our sister planet. They're close by. It sure looked like it was close by, very bright in the sky. And sure enough, with some persistence, I was able to start some communication with someone named the Chancellor of Venus. And they acknowledged my interest in communicating with them. And so they started responding. And then I have a good friend who I wrote the book with, Michael C Drebert. And I started talking to him about it because I knew that he had a lot of experience in astral travel and he's a channeler. And he said, yeah, I'm connected with them. I know about the Venusians. So it kind of went from there, and I got all excited about possibly meeting one face to face. So I asked Michael one day, I said, Michael, can you get an appointment with us so we can go meet these Venusians? So we set it up, and it was on the solstice in the middle of June. And it was at sunset, and as the planet was getting very bright in the evening sky, I had my video camera out, and I was interviewing Michael and hoping that a Venusian in a futuristic-looking suit would walk up and shake our hands or something. We were at the Integratron up in Landers. It's a very well-known building designed by the Venusians and built in the 50s and 60s by George Van Tassel. It's still there. It's an amazing building. You can go there and get a sound bath and hear about the history of the building. So we were in that area. I was waiting around, and no person came up to introduce themselves. And I said, Michael, I don't know. It doesn't seem like much is going on. And he said, no, there's a lot going on, Mark. I can feel their presence, but they're fifth and sixth dimensional beings. So it's a little different with them than, seeing them in physical form in our third dimension. And then he started getting a little overwhelmed with all the energy going on. That particular location is an intersection of several magnetic ley lines of the Earth. It's a very special location energetically. And we decided to go back to our trailer. And then he put his hands in his head and just said, I am getting a message. And it's a big download. And he kind of passed out. And then he wrote out some chapter headings. And this was a profound message from Venus, from the Chancellor. And then within a couple days, he had the whole message written out. It took several pages to write it out. And we have that in our book. So the Chancellor's message to mankind at that time during the COVID crisis is in the book in its entirety, as well as a whole bunch of other messages that we have in there, and a lot of ongoing communication that I've gotten, communication that Michael has gotten. And we've laid it out like a guide to show people how to do this themselves.
That's fantastic. Now, I have a question for you. I know that Michael and you filmed him with an aura machine. And on that, the lady was saying that every once in a while when he would go into a different state of consciousness, she could see beings move into his aura field or move out of it. Can you explain any more about that?
Yeah, that was the suggestion of the chancellor to get some kind of image on camera and documentation of the communication going on. And he suggested we find some Kirlian photography equipment. So we did, and we set it up, and Michael put his hand on the sensor, which plugs into the computer and reads your aura. And we recorded the meditation session with the chancellor. And it was very interesting how when the chancellor started channeling with Michael and connecting, his aura on the computer screen started to change color. It started going more into indigo and purple, and then it would kind of fade in and out as the connection would fade in and out. And it was very interesting seeing that aura transition when Michael was connecting with the chancellor. Yes.
Well, I hope the viewers are just as excited as I am. Would there be any footage of this on the website or in the book or anything?
There's pictures of it in the book. Unfortunately, depending on the type of digital version of the book you get, it might only be black and white. But we do have color photographs in the book. And we are going to post video of a lot of this stuff. Yeah. On our website.
Well, that's fantastic. Now, will you be doing the same eventually?
Yeah, I've indicated that I want to continue this connection with the Venusians. I find it very interesting and beneficial, and I communicate with them ongoing. Yeah.
Now, I understand that you're also a Reiki healer. Now, do they take that into consideration of a reason why they would talk to you, or, because you're willing to help people and so are they, and humanity needs a change at this point, maybe making you a representative or an ambassador or a spokesperson?
Yeah, I want people to realize that they can directly connect with the Venusians as well. And when I do my Reiki healings, I want to bring in that Venusian vibration as well, because they're very high vibration and they are healers. The Integratron building has a reputation of helping people heal from all kinds of ailments or difficulties or challenges. And when we went there, Michael and I, for a sound bath, which is also in the book, he was having trouble walking. He was using a walker. And after the sound bath, he didn't need the walker anymore. He threw it into the trunk of his car. And it wasn't just a temporary thing either. The whole rest of the day and ongoing, he didn't need his walker. And he was able to get back to where he could run and do construction work and all kinds of stuff. It was really a true miracle that happened that day at the Integratron with the Venusian energy.
That's fantastic. Now, would you ever be willing to maybe invite people to go with you to the Integratron?
Yeah, we might do some kind of event there in the future. Yeah, I'd be interested in that for sure.
And would Michael be willing maybe to join you if possible? Have you got enough people?
He's out of state right now, but maybe, yeah.
Well, that'd be nice to have him on the program one day. Maybe we could do a Zoom call or something.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Definitely he's interested.
We'll come back maybe another time and ask more questions about the Venusians.
Yeah, and please check out our book on Amazon, Journey to Venus by Ryder and Michael C Drebert. It tells the whole story about how we started contact with them and what happened, Michael's miracle at the Integratron. We have photos, a lot of documentation, a lot of references in the book. We'll probably eventually release it on print as well. Right now it's digital only since it just came out. And we've laid out the guidelines where you can do this yourself.
Well, thank you so much, Ryder, for the information. I'm looking forward to talking with you again next time on ET Corners. So please join us. And until then, have a beautiful day or evening, wherever you may be.
Okay. Be sure to like us and subscribe.
Bye.